What have I just read with Michael, with Malcolm,
And with the jingle.
and welcome. It's a bit cooler today, isn't
It
it?
is, it's especially
It's getting
this week.
cooler. It's getting
Yeah.
cooler.
It wasn't like an oven on the streets
No.
this morning.
No.
So what have you just read? Rachel, you had 2 Samuel 3. So remind me, who is Abner?
Abner is basically was head of Saul's army.
Ah, okay.
Joab was head of David's army.
Right.
So basically, Joel and Abner were fighting each other.
The field marshals, as it were.
Yes, they're
Right.
sort of
Wow.
defence secretaries or chief of staffs or whatever, generals, yes.
So he's an important guy to help bring everyone from Saul's camp on board behind David.
Exactly.
And that was all going well.
And David was being politically very wise. Abner came to him, said, I can bring everything over. David says, I've got one condition, my wife Michal, or Michael, or however, I want her, because she was married and...
It's a sad little sentence.
It is a
there.
sad
The
sentence.
husband went with her weeping as he walked behind her on the way.
It's very sad.
And then Abner said, Oi, go back home. And he went. Yeah.
So, no, it's very sad.
Because actually the first 12 verses I had a quick peep at. It's great because David already has 6 wives.
Yeah, already.
So there's a
Michal was the first wife, I think.
Ah.
I think so, probably Michal.
He married her, it's like the Henry VIII thing. If that one wife hadn't died, maybe the others wouldn't have happened. So if he'd actually got...
No, they would still have happened, but probably she sort of had a special place or something for him.
Right. Because there's a lot to be said about that. Anyway, we're not talking about that today. So then Joab comes back and terribly betrays.
Well, he feels David's betrayed him because by letting Abner go safely away, because Abner in one of the battles they fought had killed his brother.
Right.
So he calls back Abner and murders him.
And it says, for the blood of my brother, doesn't it?
And of course for David this is a disaster because this could completely alienate all the Israelites.
Right.
And so David, probably out of sympathy himself, genuine sympathy, but also wants to make it very clear that he really grieves Abner.
It has nothing to do with this at all. And he distances Joab in no uncertain terms.
Yeah.
But what is very interesting is this whole kind of revengey thing. It's like Joab is saying, I've killed Abner for the blood of my brother. And then David says to sort of in a way as a curse or something, but he says to Joab, your house will never be without those who fall by the sword or who lack food, without people who are leprous.
It's a terrible curse.
And I was thinking, it's all this kind of eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. It's just terrible.
It's also what happens in war and conflict. Hatreds grow, hatreds develop. The desire for revenge goes, and
it's just a spiral.
It spirals out. It sort of starts little and little and just gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah, you just feel it. And there's, that can only really be broken by sort of forgiveness.
Exactly.
To come later.
Exactly.
Yeah, amazing.
And then we get Acts chapter 6, which was our second reading, which is first of all about the appointment of these people as deacons, as servants, because there was this conflict in the early church between the non-Jewish, the Gentile, they were still Jews, all Jews at this point, but the Gentiles, their widows, they felt they were getting a raw deal. They weren't getting as much. And the apostles were thinking, oh my word, we can't deal with this and also at the same time be out there preaching and teaching. So they said, well, let's appoint others so we can focus on the work God has called us to do.
Right.
But very interestingly, the people they appoint end up seem to getting a very spiritual ministry and doing astonishing things.
Because I was quite a little puzzled by that. Because as I was reading it, I thought the appointment was in order to help sort of management and logistical issues. Was that, or did I miss something?
Yes.
It was like,
you
need basically to get the widows paid. You sort that stuff out. We'll go and do the preaching and stuff. Just make sure that life carries on and people are happy.
Yeah.
But then they end up doing miracles.
But actually, I mean, it's quite one lovely thing, isn't it? You know, that actually there's no role in the church that's more important than another. There are
Right.
different roles for different abilities, but the Holy Spirit just works as powerfully through everybody.
Right.
Through the apostles, through these deacons, through Stephen.
Yes, that's interesting. And then of course he's set up at the end. And they try to catch it. So these would be the more conservative elements, I guess.
Of the Jewish
Of the
community.
Jewish community.
Yeah, who were, yeah.
Right. And it was very interesting. I love that last lines. And they all sat in the couch and looked at him intently at him, and they saw that his face was like the face of an angel.
Must just have shone. He
Yeah.
must just have been radiant as he stood there.
What happens to Stephen in the end? Is it a sticky ending?
Read tomorrow,
Okay.
probably.
Because I did think, as I didn't know this passage, as I was reading that sentence, at the start, I think, the council looked intently at me, and I thought, it's like they're going to put him to death, it's going to be something horrid. But then that really lovely line, face like an angel, I thought, oh, it's interesting. So they were struck and moved by him. Yeah. Anyway.
Lovely.
Great.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
And
a great week, a whole week ahead.
And hope to see you tomorrow.
September starts soon. Right. Bye.
Bye.
Great.